A star-studded matchup tonight as October's Player of the Month faces off against the Coach of the Month. Lexington SC play host to Dallas Trinity FC in Week 13 of the USL Super League. Phil Galati with you, joined by Renee Washington. And Renee, both of these teams bringing plenty of pedigree to the pitch tonight.
Yeah, this game features half of the league's top 8 goal scorers on both sides, 3 on the side of Lexington, but 2 teams trending in the right direction since they last met in September.
And speaking of goal scoring and that last meeting, it started early, 7 minutes gone. Kaylee Utley into the back of the net, but Dallas would run away with this one.
This was a matchup of goal scoring, goal scoring, goal scoring. Dallas just did a tremendous job getting into the box, finishing their runs. And in that game, we saw a hat trick by Allie Thornton, the first across the league. We saw Chimoa Ubagagu with a brace, the first across the league, the highest scoring game of the USL. And for this Dallas team to have put together a full game of coming back after being down 1-0, the resilience, the urgency, just a phenomenal all-around win for them.
As for Lexington, their last 5 results, they've managed to get 2 wins out of those 5, said head coach Mike Dickey. We've been putting together a good string of offensive performances, working the ball into the final third, finishing our chances. Now it's about shoring things up defensively in search of their first clean sheet. But one woman who is excellent at spoiling clean sheets, October Player of the Month, Maddie Parsons.
Well, for Lexington, they've been able to get 2 wins and a tie. That's 7 points of their total 8. That came in the last 3 games. You look at Madison Parsons, 2 goals, 2 assists in those last 3 games. For Madison Parsons, coming off that October Player of the Month accolade, has been involved in 8 of the team's 14 goals, makes the runs, very composed around the goal, very active, finds the ball, and a player that really leads this offense to be one of the highest scoring offenses across the league currently.
As for the recent resume, for the visitors tonight, Dallas unbeaten in their last 4. Head coach Pauline McDonald, named the USL Super League October Coach of the Month, credits their change to a 3-5-2, keeping a little bit more possession in the middle of the pitch and allowing them to create more chances that they've been able to dispatch. One woman who helps create those chances, Jenny Danielson.
And again, for Dallas as a team that also leads the league in terms of goals scored, they've been able to produce and find the back of the net, but they want to be better in controlling the tempo, want to be better in possession. And when you have Jenny Danielson, who's got 13 years of professional experience coming into this season, brings the international success in those 38 caps and 8 goals, and really helps them control the tempo and be better in possession.
Almost time for Military Appreciation Night here at Lexington SC Stadium. A special shout out to Armed Forces veteran Kaylee Utley for the host, and to all of those who have served our country. An exciting battle on the other side of the break. We'll take you through the starting 11 for both sides, and then the opening half kick. Stick with us.
New flavors. The same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador. Spiked bebidas.
Once the game kicks off, the hype doesn't matter anymore. Your follower count means nothing. Your resume is irrelevant. What matters is the moment, the game, the crest on the front of your jersey, the people you play for. Are you going to make history? Are you going to save the day? Are you going to score a hat trick, break some ankles, or give a kid the thrill of a lifetime? This is what the movement is all about. These moments that matter. The USL Super League.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The 2 most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why.
Yeah, tricked. I said what I said. I don't care. I paint the town red.
If you can survive this, it's going to make the whole story that much better.
The bright horses are broken free from the fields.
Just about go time from Lexington Stadium. Lexington SC playing host to Dallas Trinity FC. Philip Galani joined by Renee Washington. Moments away from kickoff as we take a look at the starting 11 for the hosts and head coach Mike Dickey. A 4-4-2. Maddie Parsons leading the line from up top.
Yes, welcome home to Lexington SC after being on the road for 4 straight. And you've got in net Sarah Cox, whose first start was last time these two matched up in September. And then across the back line, Nayang Shin, Sydney Shepard anchoring their defense. And as we mentioned, Parsons in the open. Other player up top with her, Amanda Allen on the other side, as well as Claire Winter and Shay Moyer, some players to keep an eye on in the midfield.
That Lexington back line looking for its first clean sheet this season. Meanwhile, for Dallas, after a switch to the 3-5-2, head coach Pauline McDonald going back to a 4 at the back outlook.
Exactly. Dallas has been tinkering tactically in their formation to start, and after a nice 4-game unbeaten streak, tinkering yet again. In net, it's Madison White. You've got Amber Brooks, one of the players across this roster that's played every single minute of USL action. And then up top, Allie Thornton, one of the leading goal scorers, along with Lucy Shepard and Rachel Pace.
Dallas trying to make it 5 games unbeaten, the first of 4 matches at home in succession for Lexington. Referee tonight, Kaylin Radazov, with a check of the watch. Raises his whistle, and the ball is rolling in Kentucky. So 2 very different shapes. As you mentioned, Renee, both of these teams tinkering tactically, trying to bring out the best of their starting 11. Still early doors on the season, and a lot of these players in the first few matches of the campaign have shown what they're capable of.
Yes, I think that's a big part of this as we are now into November, which is wild to even say that both teams are still figuring out a little bit of their offensive and defensive identity to piece it all together. Now for Dallas, they've had some mainstays, Julia Dorsey, Hannah Davison, Amber Brooks, as I mentioned, those players that have played every single minute, and they're across your back line, across your midfield. So I think that's a big reason why Dallas has had a good shape structurally of just consistency they've been able to show.
Lexington already bringing a high press, and Dallas under duress. Able to send it long, and dispossessed was Lucy Shepard.
Well, the reality is you'd never forget a team that's beaten you 6-2 and stunned you at that. In the midst of a losing streak, that was the most glaring for Lexington to have that 6-2 loss. They were at one point winning 1-0. So I do anticipate today is going to be completely different on both sides. Both coaching staff spoke about that themselves. The tactical changes, but also just the changes in personnel and confidence and the rhythm they've been able to develop.
Here's a switch a little bit short. Able to be cleaned up by Hannah Richardson. Interesting you mentioned that 6-2 meeting because Pauline McDonald, head coach for Dallas, spoke on that matchup specifically back in September, how both of these teams had different personnel in that matchup. Pauline McDonald named the October USL Super League Coach of the Month, but she said we executed our game plan so well in that match. But Lexington have put together a strong string of performances as of late, and we have to be ready for anything on the road because it's a much different environment when you're playing away from home.
Yes, well, first things first, congratulations to head coach Pauline McDonald for being the first female head coach across the league to be named Coach of the Month, and for the awareness to just recognize, yes, we won 6-2 last game, but that was last game. This is a totally different ball game. It is 0-0. And we're not going to allow that to have them coming into today underestimating Lexington.
Lexington able to win it back in a promising position. Allen staying onside, cutting it back. Nobody home. And the clearance not as convincing. Dallas with a little more time on it now. Under the foot of Samantha Meza.
Already you are seeing for Lexington the tempo they're bringing of just getting a lot of numbers forward. We've seen a lot of green in the higher parts of the field, and the speed they're playing at. It feels like they're really playing aggressive on the front foot to start off this contest.
Head coach Mike Dickey for Lexington spoke on their offensive prowess. We mentioned earlier Maddie Parsons named the October Player of the Month, but Lexington able to score plenty of goals in recent outings, but the problem for the hosts has just been finding ways defensively to shore things up, especially in the midfield, before opponents can put attacks together.
Yes, and that's something that is very intriguing to watch with these two teams. You have Maddie Parsons, Sydney Shepard, Mary-Kate McGuire, 3 of the leading goal scorers across the top 8 in the USL Super League, and this team is unfortunately on the wrong side of stats in terms of goals conceded. So although they lead the league in goals scored, in terms of goals conceded, they are the worst defensively in that metric. So just working to bring it all together, they have shown they can score goals, but now can they win games? Can they get clean sheets? Can they get stops and piece it all together for a full contest?
So tonight's injury report presented by UK Healthcare. A number of names for both sides, most notably perhaps Chioma Ubogagu, who started every match for Dallas this season. 2 goals, 2 assists to her name, not included in the 18 tonight.
Yes, Chioma is one of those players that really helps get this offense going, makes a lot of runs, very aggressive, very active, good 1v1 in higher spaces, especially around the final third. So it's that next player mentality now, Phil, of who's going to step up in her absence and help contribute offensively.
Lexington with the chance to step up on the break. Amanda Allen going forward at pace, picks out the pass into the box. Allen back onto it, and dispossessed right at the top of the key by Yenny Danielson. Here's Claire Winter now going over, whistle stays silent. Lexington with another good interception. Defender stepping high up the pitch. First cross blocked, pass played short. Richardson for Winter. Will try her luck, and it's tipped over the bar. Strike from range, batted away by Madison White.
That is just a relentless sequence by Lexington. The home team does a good job just continuing to win the ball back, and it leads to a result of a beautiful shot, top of the box. Claire Winter does a great job cutting the ball back to her left, setting up her feet to be able to curl that one just on frame. That's a beautiful save by Madison White. But it just all starts by Lexington's ability to win the ball back. The first pass by Amanda Allen intended for Autumn Weeks, disconnected, then they won the ball back, then they got forward through Julie Mackin, won the ball back, so well done by Lexington.
Today's Lexington SC corner kicks are presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. The first one headed right back toward the taker, Nayoung Shin. To the byline, no space for the second, tackled brilliantly by Samantha Meza. Dallas trying to start a counter, and another good challenge. Here's Autumn Weeks, trying to pick out Maddie Parsons, and it's cut away for now. But if you're head coach Mike Dickey, this is the start that Lexington was hoping for. Aggressive with the back line, winning the ball in the final third. Mike Dickey, a Kentucky native out of Louisville, and has given the instruction for the back line of the host to press early and often, and it's worked wonders in the opening 7.5 minutes, Renee.
It absolutely is. They're doing a good job of just playing a bit quicker and winning the ball back, keeping the pressure on. It's allowing them to reset their possession and continue to stay on the attack.
Throwing on the near side to be taken by Courtney Jones. Played her college ball with the Tigers of Clemson. Allen with the pace to keep it in touch. Can't get around her mark. Jenna Weinbrenner. Jones back onto it, winning another throw-in.
And that's another possession where you see Courtney Jones wins the ball right back for Lexington, and they're on the attack again. Dallas has to find a way to clear the ball and keep it.
Cross into the box and nobody making the run onto it. And now a chance for Dallas to breathe a little bit, find their space, find their shape, which is a little bit different tonight than what we've seen as of late. 3-5-2 has been the go-to for head coach Polly McDonald and company. You go with the 4 at the back formation tonight. A lot of time afforded to Madison White.
That was a very long time. I am surprised actually we didn't get a whistle or anything. But you could just see White slowing things down to get Dallas forward.
Pass a little heavy, but Shepard gonna get there. Lofting it into the area. And a good claim by Sarah Cox. She wants to go much quicker. Sends it skyward. Parsons second to it.
Yeah, you see the urgency and intensity that Lexington is playing with. I think that's why for Sarah Cox just really playing quick off that punt.
Lovely move by Maddie Parsons. Has help to her left, but is dispossessed brilliantly. Hannah Davison all the way back. And again, Dallas struggling to clear their lines. They'll get a chance now from the goal kick.
Right now, Lexington is just doing a good job of anticipating where the clearances are going. They're a step faster to getting there. We just saw Sydney Shepard winning that ball back. Bit disconnected on that pass, that it was a little heavy, but you have to be encouraged if you're Lexington and for head coach Mike Dickey with the way they've brought out the aggression of just being everywhere. It feels like there's an extra player on the field at times right now for Lexington with how they're swarming Dallas.
Forced out of play by Amanda Allen. So another throw in on the near side. Haven't seen Lexington try and switch the point of attack just yet. A lot of play concentrated down this near side channel. Young Shin stepping all the way up but couldn't keep it in bounds. Again, Dallas going to take a little bit of time with the restart. Just trying to control the tempo a little bit.
Well, this is the second time as Weinbrenner slows things down. We saw Madison White slow things down on her save. Right now for Dallas, this gives them a chance to kind of settle in, get their feet under them, because you wonder if Lexington can maintain this tempo the entire contest. But Dallas just needed to really settle in and find a groove of their own.
Jenna Weinbrenner receiving a talking to from the center official, Kaylin Radazov. Weinbrenner spent a couple matches away from action with an injury, but has been a consistent starter upon her return for the side. Here's Rachel Pace. More pass in midfield, and it skips under the foot of Maddie Parsons.
Well, Lexington's doing a good job of just staying organized defensively. Their pressure cover has been there. The disconnect has been after they win it. Now that's threatening pass to build into their attacking third. They've got to figure out a way to be able to connect with Amanda Allen, Madison Parsons, to be able to keep it up higher and get that good look that we saw earlier and a chance like we've seen previously by them.
Danielson trying to create. Shepard going down. Referee says nothing doing. Lexington wanting to break. They don't have the numbers. But there is an immediate impetus with the hosts. Every time they're on the ball, you see players' heads scanning, looking forward, wanting to go direct and go quickly.
Well, since that great chance by Claire Winter that forced a phenomenal save by Madison White, Lexington's continued with the tempo and that consistency. They have to maintain that throughout the course of this game to try to manage the ups and downs of it. That's something that we saw last time they faced off, where they came out on the front foot, scored in the early 7 minutes, and then were never able to really reach that level again. They have to make sure they can bring this consistently one play at a time.
Long ball forward, battling for it was Autumn Weeks. She'll win the throw-in. Receives the restart quickly Weeks looking to switch it, headed away from danger. Now Courtney Jones. Allen trying to square and face it frame. One-on-one, Allen skips by, cuts it back, and left behind. Maddie Parsons with unselfish play, no one there to back her up this time around. Second ball swung in, flicked on towards Parsons, and into the back of the net! The October Player of the Month gets the opening goal.
And that is right on cue. It felt like Lexington was building towards a goal. How does it start? Winning the ball back. Julie Mackin gets up that left leg, wins it back, drives it in the box. A beautiful flick by Autumn Weeks. Perfectly plays Maddie Parsons, who's able to head flick that one back post out of the reach of Madison White. It all started by Lexington winning this clearance again to reset their offense, and this time they were able to strike by the iron top, put the ball away, and put themselves on the scoreboard first. I was just about to say, Phil, Lexington feels like they're on the verge of a goal, and Maddie Parsons, after becoming the first on her club to be named Player of the Month, gets the first goal of this game.
How about the tenacity of Lexington to stick with that chance? The first one at the byline from Allen towards Parsons. She left it behind, no one was there, but Lexington winning it right back with that aggression they've had all match in the early stages thus far. Worked back in, and as you mentioned, Renee, that assist from Autumn Weeks was phenomenal.
And the beautiful thing about that play is it was just a team effort. The first service, as we mentioned, was not on. You win it back, you reset, you recycle your runs, and you finish. And it's difficult defensively for a team to manage play after play when you're trying to get organized, but you don't have time to catch your breath. So well done by Lexington to just keep their foot on the gas and put that one away.
Flag stays down. Dallas looking for the immediate response, and now the offside flag does go up.
Dallas has to figure something out. An offside call there to stifle their opportunity. That's the first time we've really seen them getting forward in a while as a team, to have good numbers, to have a good shape there.
One back by the visitors. Trying to find the equalizer right away. 18 yards away is Dorsey. Sliding challenge came in and goes out for a corner kick. Cheers to local beer. West 6th Brewing is proud to be the official craft beer of Lexington Sporting Club. Corner taken quickly. Floated in, headed on and over. Quick fire chance from the drawn up corner. Nothing there for Wanaya Hudson.
Well done by Dallas, trying to play that one quickly. You saw Wanaya Hudson get into the box with the deep run. A good service there by Danielson.
Cheers to local beer. West 6th Brewing is proud to be the official craft beer of Lexington Sporting Club. Find their locally crafted beers all around the state of Kentucky, from the flagship West 6 IPA to Sixer Light Lager. There's something for everyone. Head to west6.com to visit one of the dynamic tap rooms. Chance in behind, and it's saved. Madison White off her line. And another direct ball for Lexington, almost resulting in a goal-scoring chance.
Well, they were just defending a corner kick as Dallas went short on the other end, and that quickly they were able to get off to the races, get numbers forward. And transition play is an area that for Lexington, they've talked about tactically wanting to refine in their game. And you look at today so far, they've done a tremendous job with how they are attacking in transition to be able to get numbers forward. They've been working on it. They've been working on finding those open pockets to be able to expose and unbalance their opponents. And so far, I think they're doing it to a T.
Allen finding herself on the far side this time. Plays Richardson short. 1-2 back for Allen. Sticks with it, looking for support, and then will drag back her defender. Amanda Allen, the Ontario native, earned a bronze medal with Canada at the 2022 CONCACAF U17 Championships.
Well, something for head coach Mike Dickey in Lexington they wanted to work on was making sure they were not shutting off. That's often a big difference, especially in the game of soccer, between winning and losing. And I would say so far they're doing a tremendous job of staying focused, locked in, whether they're in possession or out of possession, defending. We're seeing them consistently do a good job of switching from one to the other and transitioning.
Another diagonal ball on him, Weeks going down. And despite the appeals from the home faithful, the referee disagrees.
My former teammate Amber Brooks stands strong there, doesn't give up the foul, and really good smart play by one of the leaders of this squad not to foul there and also be able to win it. But now they're defending yet again, Phil.
So Renee, if you're head coach Pauline McDonald, in terms of how you change the shape of this team and also how they want to build, what changes would you make to try and retain the ball a little bit more?
The thing for Dallas is they're winning the ball. They just aren't keeping it once they win it. They're not presenting quick enough options. As you look here as they're attempting to build up, Lexington's just doing a better job of cutting off passing lanes and disrupting. So I think for Dallas, it's a matter of, okay, let's keep winning it, but now let's be quicker about finding some open space, getting our shape, transitioning faster so you can build up as a team versus constantly giving it back and having to defend. It gets exhausting, Phil, when you are defending over and over again without having any sort of opportunities to attack on your own on the other end.
Dallas trying to find a little bit more possession now. They've done a better job of staving off the last few offensive phases of play for Lexington. Long ball bounces on the near side. Rachel Pace in her first start. Stays on her feet, picks out Meza. Promising ball in, but nobody on the other end of it.
I think that's a great example of your question before. Just make the pass, make the simple pass. Keep moving quickly, but keep making the simple pass instead of forcing it.
Lovely ball in behind. Numbers forward as well for Dallas. Julia Dorsey. Hudson. Made it down only as far as Jenna Weinbrenner. Two with Meza, now out wide to Pace. She's got room to dribble. It's patient from Dallas. Ball played in, headed down by Shin. Second opportunity still present. Taken down by Danielson. Looking for support, finding it with Weinbrenner. Tees another one up to the back post. And headed over everyone. Julia Dorsey unable to work that one back into the mixer.
The key was you were able to get Julia Dorsey into the attack there. That's your outside back getting forward on the back end of a service by your left back, Jenna Weinbrenner. Patient, composed buildup by Dallas where they weren't forcing it and they were just allowing the attack to unfold and develop.
Lovely nutmeg from Amanda Allen. Never had a chance to get on the other end of it. Now the visitors with a bit more command of the ball, especially the last 5 or so minutes. Momentum starting to swing back the other way.
Lexington has been playing very compact defensively. You look at how many numbers they're getting behind the ball, and it looks like Dallas is starting to find some success in picking them apart.
Here's Pace onto her right foot. Sarah Cox behind it all the way. Rachel Pace in her first start of the season, looking for her first goal. Had an excellent chance couldn't find the back of the net.
Yes, and Allie Thornton does a good job starting that to find pace on the front side with the run across that pace made. That dynamic movement just does enough to create some separation. You need that creativity in your runs and your off the dribble attacks to be able to unbalance a very compact Lexington defense.
So 23 minutes and change down from Lexington Stadium. Philip Galani, Renee Washington with you. It is Maddie Parsons' 14th minute header that separates these two sides. A 6-2 victory for Dallas the last time these two teams met. And in that match, Lexington scored first. Since that goal, Dallas have looked a lot stronger on the ball. And now a little bit more time on the ball for the visitors. Doing well to play out of the pressure. Nice move by Rachel Pace, just ran out of real estate.
This is a Lexington team that after a tie in their season opener, had a losing streak, a winless streak, and then was able to rattle off in the course of 3 consecutive games, 3 of their last 5 that were 2 wins and a tie. They've had those glimpses, those moments. It just hasn't been enough for the entire season. They're a sneaky team, I feel like a sneaky 2-win team in that they can score goals and they can really pounce on you. And I think right now, it's a matter of that next goal, the importance of either an insurance goal for Lexington or, of course, an equalizer for Dallas.
Well, the highlight of their recent few matches, head coach Mike Dickey telling us earlier this week, has been their offensive output. The question that remains for them is defensively, what's it going to take to get over the line, get the job done, and hopefully find their first clean sheet? Penny Danielson, Finland international. Samantha Meza, Dallas native. Good run showing short for it was Allie Thornton. Brooks. Hudson. Danielson cutting it back, top of the 6, nobody there.
That ball looked like it sailed just out of the reach of Rachel Pace. I think she slowed down a little bit, but look at the composure here.
Cleared away by Julie Mackin, nearly squeaking through. And Renee, Dallas have started to really find some success in the offensive third.
They are, and this looks a lot more reminiscent to how their 6-2 win was, where they were just getting so many numbers forward, 2, 3, 4 players that were crashing the box. They have to make sure to finish their runs. We've seen a couple good services. We saw a ball there from Amber Brooks. They have to make sure they finish their runs and get to their spots in the box.
Second corner kick floated in and tipped away by Sarah Cox. Almost going all the way in. Danger still present for Lexington. Brooks in a spot of bother. Nutmeg back heel, finding pace. Head on a swivel. Has to play the way she faces for Weinbrenner. Floating another one in. That one's gonna bounce. Cleared away before it could be struck on frame.
Lexington playing with fire a little bit here. They've been under a lot of pressure with how Dallas has now been attacking. Those diagonal balls like that last one we just saw have been very dangerous, bouncing into the box, catching Sarah Cox off her line.
Meza on the volley! Just over the bar. In the aftermath of both Hurricanes Helene and Milton, the USL has partnered with United Way Suncoast to help the Tampa Bay area recover from the devastation the storm left behind. To learn how you can get involved, scan the QR code or visit www.uslsoccer.com/Milton to ensure individuals and families have the access to resources they need to recover.
Well, right now, this half is looking like a tale of 2 halves. very much in favor of Lexington in the first, and now it's the tides are turning. The momentum is absolutely swinging in favor of Dallas, who's winning first and second balls. That's the difference here. More times they're able to win 50-50s, gives them more opportunities for possession.
That one forced all the way through. The buildup for Dallas has looked a lot more direct rather than lateral, trying to connect the lines. That's how they usually try to play, but head coach Pauline McDonald saying if the direct ball is on, we've got to play it. Lexington now maybe with a chance. Ball stayed in bounds. Maddie Parsons couldn't get all the way behind it.
Well, we talked earlier about what Dallas needed to do to make sure to compete and get some sort of possession going, and they've been doing it. Defensively, they continue to be very pesky, and we're seeing them now be quicker in their transition, quicker in getting into some open space so they can build up out of the back.
Amanda Allen committing a foul. Fans bringing some noise, trying to swing that pendulum back in the way of Lexington.
Yeah, I think they are right on cue, and you can feel the atmosphere changing a little bit here in favor of Dallas. Their midfield right now continuing to win a lot of Lexington's clearances. Samantha Mays has been a big part of that. Amber Brooks as well. Yenny Danielson just controlling the midfield battle as we see them doing it again here.
What an atmosphere it is. Lexington still yet to win a match at home. This, their fourth at Lexington Stadium this season.
That's the thing, when you have a club that you're introducing to your community, you want home field to be a fortress. You want it to be difficult to play in, to make sure you're always bringing the noise, you're giving your fans a great product to watch, a great game to watch, and you're also walking away with a great feeling. And the best feeling, one may say, is winning. Actually, scoring goals, winning games. Not to sound like an expert or anything here, but I would think giving the fans some fantastic soccer to watch in addition to some wins would help tremendously in making a nice mark on the community in a positive way.
This is the first of a 4-match slate consecutively at home for Lexington. Their first time here since October 6th, which was a 1-1 draw against Carolina.
Yeah, and you love all the work they're doing for fans, for the experience, the concerts, the little things that help go a long way. They've had a tremendous turnout. You see a lot of green, a lot of pom-poms in the stands. So I think they need their fans to really rally around them as well, especially given this 2-win start to the season, that they're trying to turn a corner. And if you can have that 12th player be your fans, it can go a long way and be a difference maker in getting results.
And Coach Mike Dickey spoke on the importance of this stadium, this venue, about how it's not just a home for the future of professional soccer, but also it's a home for the community with a new performance center on the way with restaurants and hotels, and it is a place where not only the city of Lexington, but the state of Kentucky can find a home. Those were his words, and the future looking very bright in the Bluegrass State.
Lexington is building something special here, and it's not just happening between the lines, it's happening in the community as well.
Pace. Play to the top of the key for Thornton. Lexington holding their shape defensively. Dallas trying to draw numbers away from home. Lovely 1-2. This is Amber Brooks into the box. Still alive for Dallas. Shot comes in and it's blocked. Lexington holding strong and trying to go the other way at pace. Mike Dickey urging his side forward. As said, Amanda Allen will play safe.
Yeah, Lexington has to figure out a way to reset, to get back to what they were doing in the early goings of this contest. Right now, you look at that last play by Dallas, they're just getting so many numbers forward. They're stretching Lexington, and right now they're also making Lexington chase. The early part of this game, it was Lexington making Dallas chase. So now when you do win the ball, if you're Lexington, much like you mentioned with Dallas earlier, they have to make sure they make the simple pass, make that one pass, break lines of pressure, and see if you can build from there.
Autumn Weeks thought she won the throw-in. Instead, goes the way of Jenna Weinbrenner. USL Super League kicked off its inaugural Division I Professional Women's Soccer League in August, featuring 8 teams located throughout the country. Watch all the Super League games and historic firsts airing exclusively on NBC's Peacock Network. Another quick 1-2 opens up space in the middle for Dorsey. Inviting Thornton in behind. Shin will close it down. Just kick it out of touch. "11 minutes or so left in regulation of this first half. Dallas putting the pieces together, looking for the equalizer. Floated in, headed away by Jones. Now Weinbrenner. Look how many numbers Dallas have forward. One bad pass and they could be in trouble. And in trouble now is Amber Brooks, the first name in the pocketbook of the referee.
Well, I've seen my former teammate Amber Brooks a number of times get caught up in some difficult plays like this one. The captain just trying to stop transition. Now the pass from Davison was picked off, and you look there, some shoulder to shoulder, gets a little bit of extra as Claire Winter is brought down, draws the yellow card from it. But to be honest, when you look at the timing of that foul in transition, it gave Dallas a chance to organize themselves defensively and also to put the line higher. So now it forced Lexington to drop deeper in their possession versus where Winter was when the foul happened around midfield.
See the communication from Amber Brooks, shouting out orders for her teammates, highlighted by our head coach Pauline McDonald as one of the leaders on the pitch, one of the more experienced players, not just for Dallas, but in all of the USL Super League.
And that's why she's one of the 3 players across this roster that have played every single minute. This is a crucial time for Dallas. So the communication, the movement, the little details you want to pick up, because you want to see if you can go into this half, of course, tied up, or at least continuing to generate some great chances. So there is that urgency right now from Dallas.
Cox getting a little bit underneath it. Space to take it down, but still bouncing around. Dallas win it right back. Thornton gonna get there, chops it back onto her left. Inviting ball in, a little too heavy. Referee saw the challenge come in. The shot came in as well, and it was a good one. Amber Brooks, right on cue.
Yes, and this service played across the box. It starts with Allie Thornton, who saves it along the touchline, cuts it back, able to work along Young Shin, and then that diagonal ball top of the 18 just kind of left in no man's land before Lucy Shepard worked back to get a touch on it, and a beautiful touch to set up a chance for Amber Brooks to step forward and look to drive that one on frame. Just a fantastic save by Sarah Cox to poke that one over the crossbar and keep Dallas scoreless.
That's another Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick.
Corner comes in, Cox with a punch to it. And that earlier challenge right before the shot results in a yellow card for Autumn Weeks, first Lexington player into the pocketbook.
Well, the intensity is picking up, that's for sure. You look, a yellow card for each team. We've seen some of the extra plays that have happened as Autumn Weeks just picked up that yellow card. And obviously, it's a very tight game. Both teams have been taking their moments of really leading and controlling this game. It's been so back and forth, so it makes for a really exciting second half, to be honest, from our perspective.
Brooks directing traffic. Big switch, a lovely ball to find Jenny Danielson on her left. Unselfish play, cutaway. Select the official match ball supplier of the USL Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Danielson crossing again. Needs a second to it. Now Dorsey. Worked out wide once again. Lee Thornton gonna let it run a little bit. Thornton back for Shepard. Forced away from frame. First cross blocked by Julie Mackin. Lexington trying to see out this first half with the 1-0 scoreline.
We've seen a couple crosses by Allie Thornton now that have been behind the first wave of attackers for Dallas. So I think Thornton either has to pick her head up to pick out her targets, or Dallas has to do a better job of staggering their runs into the box.
A lot of space to work this cross in. It's a good one. Cox didn't get there cleanly. Excellent defensive stop, not once but twice. Somehow kept out. Rachel Pace denied on the doorstep.
What a gritty save by Lexington. A beautiful service in by Julia Dorsey. Drives it across the 6. And look at that first sliding save. How about the work there? Na-Young Shin and Sarah Cox together, just really throwing their body behind the ball before Sarah Cox was able to jump on it and make the save. My goodness, it looks like Rachel Pace should have had the equalizer there.
That is some real bravery from both of those players. Work still not done yet. Attacker went down. Foul not given, but foul instead called against Samantha Meza. Na-Young Shin just threw her body at that shot, somehow kept it from crossing the line.
That was some gritty green defending, just whatever it took to keep that one. You saw Rachel Pace trying to squeeze it into the near post, and well done. We've been seeing a lot of services by Dallas, driven across the 6, which is forcing Sarah Cox off of her line into a position that kind of catches her in between. That time they nearly were able to sneak one past her, but Na-Young Shin and Sarah Cox had something to say about it.
Maddie Parsons gets onto it. She's got a lot of space in front of her, looking for her second. Madison White behind it all the way.
Maddie Parsons drew a couple of defenders and had Dallas defensively very pinned deeply, but was unable to find a target or get that one in a better shooting position. And look at the urgency by Dallas trying to race forward the other way.
Poor pass in the end, but starting to really open up here, Renee, in the last few minutes of this first half.
It is, and I think both teams are just playing with a little less conservative style. It feels like they're taking some more risks and gambles, looking to press numbers forward, and it has allowed the game to open up and generate some more really good looks.
One-two played in behind. Thorne cutting it back. A lot of air underneath that one, but it's going to be kept in play. Mesa turning and facing. One-on-one with her defender. Maybe even one-on-two, and able to get on it once again.
Samantha Mesa, so speedy, able to outrace everyone there and get that ball back.
Now Amanda Allen wanted the throw in, didn't get it. Big throw from Pace. Headed right back to her. Jones shielding well and winning the foul. How about the defensive play from Courtney Jones to shut down not one, but two attackers on this near side.
Yes, and just a well-defended play there by Courtney Jones. Listen, Dallas right now, although trailing 1-0, has the upper hand in terms of shots, in terms of a few offensive categories. They've also taken control of the possession numbers with 58% in their favor. And Lexington is defending with all they've got to hold on to this 1-0 lead.
Excellent challenge by Shea Moyer. Goes to ground, gets the ball. Now Allen the other way. She let the second ball bounce out for the throw-in. Lexington high up the pitch. This is really the first time we've seen them this high in quite some time.
This is an opportunity for them to really take their time. Now, be patient, keep the ball in this end, and see if you can get to the break and control and still have your 1-0 lead.
A lot of space on that far side. Julie Mackin racing to get there towards goal. And White claims comfortably. Once again, gonna take her time. Let her side find their shape.
This should give Dallas one more chance to see if they can get an equalizer.
Thornton unable to turn into space. Still time for that equalizer into the 45th minute now from Lexington Stadium.
And this is key if you're Dallas, after starting out the game a bit flat, to have a chance to pick up the tempo, the possession, the ideas, the creativity as this half has worn on. You want to see if you can head into the break with one more strong chance.
Going over was Autumn Weeks, staying strong against Amber Brooks, who is already on a yellow card.
And that is the thing to keep an eye on for Amber Brooks as well as Autumn Weeks. Both players sitting on a yellow card, so anytime they're caught up in any sort of a tackle, playing aggressive, you want to make sure you're playing smart as well.
Weinbrenner with a big step. Still going forward. Lovely ball for Shepard. Jones going down and winning it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated that
Risky play, Courtney Jones, to go to ground like that in the area, but does enough.
Very close call there, very risky in the box. You have to be smart defensively.
Just the 1 minute of added time. Headed back to keep. Well done by Julie Mackin to cut away the diagonal ball. Renee, if you're head coach Mike Dickey, you have to be pleased with this first half performance on home soil.
Well, the important thing is they were able to score when they had the momentum, which in soccer is always crucial to put one away. Now it's a matter of, can they continue to maintain a high level in the second half? I think that's something they're going to want to talk about. It's very encouraging how they start this game. Now can they maintain this high level throughout to manage this contest?
So the first half brought to a close. It is Maddie Parsons' 14th minute goal that separates these two sides. 1 half down, Lexington 1, Dallas nothing. Renee, your thoughts?
Definitely was a tale of two halves. For both teams, they had their opportunities. Dallas got better as the half went on, and Lexington was able to hold on tight. So a lot to talk about at the break for each of these groups and how they can come out in the next 45.
And in that second half of the first half, Dallas really started to find some momentum, put some shots on frame. Renee, what does Dallas need to do to continue to keep that offensive momentum and find the equalizer?
The key is once they just made the simple pass, it allowed their offense to open up. Out of their defensive shape, they needed to make that one extra pass, 2 extra passes to allow them time to get their numbers forward, allow them to find their width. And then from there, the creativity, the dynamic runs that we saw came to life. But I think it started by them just kind of settling in and not forcing it forward, but instead allowing the play to develop.
Let's give another round of applause to honor our veterans.
So an excellent first half showing by Lexington with the 1-0 advantage going into the break. As we are joined now by the goal scorer, Maddie Parsons. Maddie, congratulations. Take us through what led to putting that ball in the back of the net.
Continued support for Lexington
Yeah, I mean, it's a team effort every single time that we score a goal. I mean, it touched 3-4 players before it got to me. But yeah, I'm just really proud of our team and the grit that we show each and every game, trying to get that ball in the back of the net.
And Maddie sitting on that 1-0 lead. You guys had to defend heavily in the second part of that first 45. What did you take away from how you guys started the half and also finished it that can help you maintain this lead in the second?
Yeah, we just have to keep that high energy, that high press up in their half, and step up into our attacking third a little bit more.
Maddie, thanks so much.
Thank you.
So the reigning player of the month in the USL Super League with the lone goal through 45 minutes. Plenty of action to talk about and highlights to show you. The halftime show coming up on the other side of a short break. Stick with us.
The game kicks off, the hype doesn't matter anymore. Your follower count means nothing. Your resume is irrelevant. What matters is the moment, the game, the crest on the front of your jersey, the people you play for. Are you going to make history? Are you going to save the day? Are you going to score a hat trick, break some ankles, or give a kid the thrill of a lifetime? This is what the movement is all about. These moments that matter. The USL Super League.
We live with you, build with you, grow up with you, and dream with you. At Central Bank, we belong to the same communities you do. You're our neighbors, friends, and business partners. And through the relationships we build with you every day, we consistently serve you better. That's what highly personal banking is all about. We start with you.
Race to the top.
You're on.
It's time to power up your old checking account. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union created Power Checking. This incredible all-in-one account powers your spending and with built-in high-yield savings, grows your balance at the same time. No minimums, no limits, just unparalleled benefits.
Raise it back down.
So kick it up a notch with Power Checking, only from Commonwealth Credit Union, the official credit union of Lexington SC.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
UK Healthcare Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine offers comprehensive treatments for bone, joint, and muscle disorders and injuries of all types, from complex repairs to complete replacements. UKHealthcare.com, the power of advanced medicine.
The atmosphere is going to be amazing. The stadium is incredible, and you're going to be watching the highest level of professional women's soccer.
This is just something Lexington hasn't had yet, and we can't wait to be a part of this for years to come.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to Lexington Stadium. 1-0, courtesy of the October Player of the Month, Maddie Parsons. 14th minute header separating these two sides after an action-packed first half. We'll take a look at the news and notes around the USL Super League. A league-leading 5th clean sheet for Megan McClellan and the Carolina Ascent as the team continues to dominate defensively at the top of the table. Meanwhile, Dallas's own Celie Strawn scoring last week the lone goal in a 1-0 win against Fort Lauderdale, making her the youngest goal scorer in the league thus far. 17 years, 1 month, and 1 day, with Brooklyn Sam Kroger recording the league's 50th assist. Brooklyn tied with Carolina at 20 points at the top of the table. These two have been battling it out at the early stages of the season as we take a look at what's coming up next in the Super League. Carolina and Spokane currently scoreless at the half. Meanwhile, Fort Lauderdale taking on Tampa Bay. That one 7:30 Eastern, only on Peacock. We'll step aside for just a little bit more. The highlights from the first half, and what a first half it was, on the other side of the break. We'll see you soon. .45 minutes down from the Bluegrass State. Lexington with the 1-0 advantage over Dallas in that first half. Philip Kalani, Renee Washington with you. And despite just one goal, there were plenty of highlights to talk about, Renee, especially because this was such a back-and-forth affair.
It was, and it started with Lexington on the front foot. Hannah Richardson gets forward, able to find Claire Winter, top of the box, cuts back to her left. Sails one on frame. Look at the composure here, just working around Samantha Meza, and a beautiful save on the other end by Madison White. And then getting end line. Well done here by Amanda Allen. Draws Dallas in defensively. Ball sails through. Nobody home for Lexington. But then on that left side, here comes Julie Mackin. Wins it back for them. Mackin slices it across the box to find Autumn Weeks with a quick outside of foot flick onto Maddie Parsons, whose header finds the back of the net. It all started up down the right side with Amanda Allen's service that went through everyone. They recycled and were able to find Maddie Parsons on the other end of it for the goal. And then as the half wore on, down the right side, it was Julia Dorsey this time getting forward. The outside back drives it across the six. And an incredible team save there by Na Young Shin and Sarah Cox, keeps Dallas scoreless off of the attempt by Rachel Pace. 2 chances in the mouth of the goal, and neither able to find the back of the net.
So Lexington in search of their first clean sheet of the season. 45 minutes away, Dallas with something to prove. The second half kick on the other side of the break. Manny Parsons closed out the first half with some words of wisdom for our broadcast and cools down as the second half looms large. Lexington with the 1-0 advantage. It was her goal that separates these two sides. Her 5th of the season, 9 goal contributions in now 11 matches. An impeccable run of form for her, as Dallas have introduced Celie Strawn, the youngest goal scorer in league history. 17 years, 1 month, 1 day. Came on and scored in the 87th minute last time out for the Trinity to claim all 3 points against Fort Lauderdale. She replaces Wanaya Hudson. Gracie Bryan up top slots in for Lucy Shepard. Those 2 changes, the lone at the break.
Substitutions for Dallas.
I did expect to see some changes, and I do think both teams will make some adjustments, especially tactically, in this second half.
Also number 12, Celie Strong, for number 6, Wanaya Hudson.
Gracie Bryan, a Texas native. Played her college ball with the Horned Frogs, TCU. 3-time first team All Big 12 selection with her alma mater. So Plenty of prowess introduced off the bench for the visitors. Meza, clever flick. Danielson completes the 1-2. Look at the time afforded on the ball to Dallas. It's a stark difference to the first half, where Dallas wasn't given a single blade of grass. As soon as they got the ball, Lexington stepping up high, closing down space, but now a little more space for Sealy Strawn and the rest of Dallas to try and create something offensively.
Yes, you see the ideas are here. They're trying to find a way to break down Lexington's defensive blocks, and for the home team, it's continue to remain compact. They continue to have a lot of numbers behind the ball as they're nursing this 1-0 lead.
Long throw into the box. Nobody on the toe poke. It was the second half, last time these two teams met, that Dallas was really able to find another gear. Head coach Pauline McDonald said that second half, scoring 4 goals against Lexington, we executed our game plan masterfully.
They're needing some of that execution today as they're trailing yet again against Lexington.
Pace just shuffling it out of play. Lexington, as they did in the first half, with a lot of early play down that right-hand side. Nearly half of all attacks in the first 45 for Lexington down the far channel, and it will result in their second corner kick. Today's Lexington SC corner kicks are presented by Commonwealth Credit Union.
For the home team, this is exactly how you want to start off the second half. Get right back to what you did in the early goings, generating chances. It's been a while since we saw that first corner kick for Lexington. And so in the opening minutes of the second half, feels like they're bringing a little bit more energy in how they're attacking and getting forward.
Shin lofting it in, headed down and just wide. Sydney Shepard making her space, nearly finding a second for the hosts.
Sydney Shepard gets on the other end of this for her center back counterpart. Na Young Shin's corner kick drops perfectly into the 6, and Shepard there along with Autumn Weeks. Goodness, a second goal for Lexington would be huge, especially in this early part of the second half.
Shepard, a Lexington native, played college ball with the Wolverines, Michigan. Excellent work by Maddie Parsons to keep that one alive. Parsons brought down, penalty! Maddie Parsons stuck with it and will earn her chance for a brace from 12 yards.
This is a huge game-changing play. It starts there as Julia Dorsey trying to shield, gets picked off by Parsons, who cuts end line, and then with the outstretched cleat is fouled by Hannah Davison. A fake to the left to work end line. Davison catches Parsons on the right cleat. Back foot knocks her down, sets up for a penalty kick for Shay Moyer to look to give them the insurance goal.
Moyer looking for her second of the season and the second of the night for the hosts. Referee making sure nobody encroaches. Madison White, hands on knees. Lexington fans waiting with bated breath. Shay Moyer to double the lead, and does! Rifled into the roof of the net. Lexington 2, Dallas nothing.
Wow, this game has had a little bit of everything and adds some more drama to sprinkle on the top. A penalty kick insurance goal for Shay Moyer. Shay Moyer steps up and delivers. It all starts with Maddie Parsons October Player of the Month, first ever for the club for this season. Draws the penalty kick as she's brought down, and then Shay Moyer just buries this one. Look at the pace. Strikes that one so well out of the reach of Madison White to give Lexington a beautiful, well-needed insurance goal. I just mentioned it prior to that goal. A second goal for Lexington in this early juncture of the second half goes such a long way to protecting this lead. Well, Shay Moyer, Maddie Parsons have delivered.
How about the confidence on that penalty to step up? And that was, as you mentioned, Renee, unsavable.
Yes, there's not much you can do with that pace and the way that she drove that on frame, unless Madison White kept her feet and did not dive. That might have been the only chance she had. Now, there's a lot of things to consider here. With that second goal happening in the early parts of this next 45, there's still a lot of time left. 2-0 leads in soccer, extremely dangerous. So it's very important for Lexington to maintain this level. Dallas needs to get on the scoreboard quickly and chip away at this lead.
And especially considering how Dallas responded after conceding that first goal. It took a little while, but they were able to put together chance after chance after chance. It required some great saves from Sarah Cox and a heroic goal line stand from Nayoung Shin to keep it 1-0. Danielson, a lot of space on this far side, looking to cut the lead in half. Cox with the stop, not once but twice. Unbelievable goalkeeping from Lexington's #1.
Well, this is the reality for Lexington, and with this 2-0 lead, it's not just about scoring goals, it's about the defensive stops they've been able to get down that left side. Again, it's Rachel Pace with the first opportunity, a couple of saves. Look at this first save by Sarah Cox, and then pops back up. The second one, no good either. My gosh, defensively, Lexington, what a day.
Just over the head of Pace, poked away by Allen. Lexington trying to step up out of the box. Played back into the area. Gracie Bryan ran out of room. Head coach Mike Dickey told us earlier this week that they know as a squad they need to improve defensively, and that they're still looking for that first clean sheet. It's in the back of his mind, and he said in the back of everyone's mind on this side, it was gonna take something special in this league to keep a clean sheet. And through 53 minutes and change, it has taken some very special defending to preserve a goose egg on the scoreboard.
And that's such a great point. It's difficult to get a shutouts across the USL Super League with the talent, the playmakers, the goal scorers. So it is very vital for them to try to see if they can get that first of the season at home for Lexington, and what's been a really good offensive day, and honestly a great defensive day as well.
Corner kick won by Samantha Meza.
That's another Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick.
Fourth of the night for the visitors.
And as Samantha Meza gets on the ball for Dallas, every opportunity they get around their goal becomes this much more crucial now that they're chasing a 2-0 lead. They have to see if they can chip away, get that first goal, go from there. And this could be their opportunity right here.
They found some success from the corner kicks tonight. It's a drawn-up play sent in by Danielson. Nobody able to get on a flick-on header the first time around. Staying alive with Davison. Too close to home. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including live matches from the USL Super League. Visit uslsuperleague.com/SiriusXM to view the schedule.
Now that we look at this game as a 2-0 Lexington lead, you can also look at some specifics, especially for Dallas, of opportunities they've gotten forward but have not been able to get that final service to a teammate in a good goal-scoring position. We've seen a couple of chances, including that last one, where it's just a bit too heavy or they're missing their teammates. The runs and the pass have not been on the same page, I should say, for Dallas, even though they've generated so many good looks in this game in terms of these shots they've had, the 8 shots they've had, the better possession. It just feels like that final third execution hasn't been as clinical as they would like.
There's a big win by Meza. Samantha Meza trying to pick out teammate. Deflected in the end. But how about the pace from number 15 to block that clearance and start an attack the other way?
Samantha Meza is a player very crafty with the ball at her feet, but also when she gets going, explosive first step, so quick. You saw it on display there. Trying to will this Dallas team to get something going, and has been a big part of helping them control the tempo in their better parts of this game.
Header into space for Allen now. Defended well in close quarters. Clever back heel, releases Mackin. Excellent touch onto her right and sliced across it. Just like that, Lexington with the close quarters dribbling just to create something so quickly. Unfortunate for it not to end on a shot on target for Julie Mackin.
Julie Mackin, one of the players that was involved in that first goal. As Maddie Parsons mentioned, it was a team goal. It has been a team effort for this entire game for Lexington, and it's a big part because of their backs getting forward, their mids, Shay Moyer, the second goal scorer, getting involved into their attack. They're not just going with one or two. They're doing a good job of getting plenty of green jerseys forward.
Ryan Shin with the interception. Lexington still keen to send defenders forward to intercept those long clearances from Dallas, but not as overly aggressive as we saw in the first 10-15 minutes or so. Excellent dribbling by Amanda Allen. A lot of skill on display for this Lexington side. Difficult ball to deal with for Courtney Jones, who nearly brought it down.
This is a Lexington team trying to get a win at home, trying to get a clean sheet after dropping their last 2 games off of a 3-game unbeaten streak. They've seen what the success has looked like, and they're trying to get back to that point. So you see the hunger and the passion they're bringing with every possession of this game.
Time to forward to Hannah Richardson. Lovely ball in behind. Flag stays down against Mackin. Has time to square one up. Floated to the back post. Arriving late as Winter. She'll be second to it. To Pace. Pace going down, and the referee will wave the flag for a foul. Every Wednesday, listen to USL Super League Game Week. A deep dive into all things Super League with hosts Marion Crowder and Anna Whitty. Follow along all season on the Sirius XM app. So Lexington in that first half, 48% of attacks went down that far right side. It's been 48 down the near side in the second half. That's changed in the last few possessions. On the far side this time, though, running out of space, is Amanda Allen.
And I think that versatility is key too, because for Lexington, as we've talked about, it's not just 1 or 2 players. It's also not just one side or the other. We've seen the fluidity in their attack and them being comfortable recycling, going through the other way. If it's not on down the right side, switching the point of attack to go through the left or vice versa. So I think that's something that's been an evolution of today's game that we've seen from them. That's been a big positive.
Cox with a great pass to find Hannah Richardson. Excellent vision from the goalkeeper. Moyer afforded space. Sent long again on this near side. Richardson's beaten the offside flag and won't get on the end of her first touch. West 6th Brewing is a proud partner of the Lexington Sporting Club. With dynamic taproom locations all throughout the state of Kentucky, you can enjoy West 6th locally crafted beers for all your adventures. Enjoy a Stadium Ale, the official craft beer of Lexington SC, at all home games or at your favorite retailers around Lexington. Shin, Mackin. Time for Winter to switch. Instead, clever drag back. Space again afforded to Hannah Richardson.
You just see the confidence growing with Lexington as this game goes on, trying some different things in their 2- and 3-player combinations and how they're building up.
Shin stepping up and committing the foul. Lexington will make first change of the night. Set to come on is Kaylee Utley, replacing Hannah Richardson. Utley receiving a round of applause from the home faithful on Military Appreciation Night. Utley, after graduating from West Virginia, became an optometrist in the Army. Had 4 goals and 3 assists in 5 games at the 2022 Women's Military World Football Cup. And will get her chance ahead of Veterans Day weekend for a little less than 30 minutes at home.
We always love to hear the stories of these individual players' journeys to this point and how they've been able to come into this community, their experiences, their perspective, and Utley's has such a fantastic story of her own, and still writing that story, of course, here.
Head coach Mike Dickey telling us earlier this week that this league was created for players like her, to give players an opportunity at the professional level who have what it takes, who have had a unique path. Utley, one of the older players on the roster, but her head coach saying she has an unmatched energy, can run for days, and of course, after her time in the Army, learned a level of discipline that is second to none and really embodies the strength of what Lexington wants its players to be, and of course what this league can offer to anybody that wants a shot at playing professional soccer in this country.
Yeah, I can say from personal experience, that's something that I dealt with myself in my career, that just looking for the right opportunities and places to call home to continue playing the sport you love. And we're seeing it in these 2 clubs and across the league of players that are getting opportunities to play in their backyard, play in front of their families and friends, and in a very competitive league that's done a tremendous job with the overall product that they put on the pitch.
Utley with 1 goal on the year. In fact, the first goal in that 6-2 match between these 2 sides back in September that we've spoken about. Has appeared now in every match this season. Aggressive pass, poked away. Cox will settle.
I think the other thing for both of these teams, they're very deceiving when you look at their records and how they actually play. Of course, for every team, they're still trying to figure out so much at this point of the season. And I'll put a pause on that for a moment here, see if Dallas has anything brewing.
Meza. Head on a swivel. Gonna try and play it to the near side. Strong got it back into the area. This is Danielson! And another fantastic stop by Sarah Cox. Knuckling to her near post and got 2 hands behind it.
It felt like Dallas was getting something going there, and they were. Amber Brooks to Samantha Meza opens up to switch the field here. You see her surveying, looking around for options, able to find out wide. Strawn, who on the first time sliding volley just passes it into Danielson, and Jenny Danielson, great job, gets her head down, able to take a touch around Na Young Shin to set up for a beautiful shot on frame. Just another tremendous save by Sarah Cox, who's reading the game so well. Shot blocking today has been on point for Sarah Cox.
She had barely any time to react to that. Jenny Danielson, a known fixture in the international scene, 38 caps for Finland. Struck that ball so well and so true, and still Sarah Cox working tirelessly for her first clean sheet and Lexington's first shutout of the season.
Yes, and honestly, when you look at this Dallas team, to my previous point, it's actually echoed right there. They're sitting in third place after having 4 unbeaten games in a row. But this team has played one of the least amount of games across the league with just 8. Sitting in third place in terms of points, yet they're a couple of games behind overall. This team, with the right surge, has the ability to really climb the ranks and see if they can shake things up at the top of the table, if they can continue, especially look at Brooklyn FC, the Carolina Ascent. Dallas is right there with them with their 13 points, but again, you played 2 less games than #1 Carolina, 3 less than #2 Brooklyn, as you sit 7 points behind.
Courtney Jones replaced Mary-Kate McGuire onto the pitch for the hosts. Low corner, flicked on, not once, but twice. Once again, Sarah Cox there.
It's never a bad thing when you can sub in the second half and bring on one of your leading goal scorers, and Mary-Kate McGuire, who's entered the match
McGuire with 3 to her name this season. Already slotting in at midfield, replacing Courtney Jones, who lined up on the back line. So Autumn Weeks will slide back defensively a little bit. There's a big challenge on the near side, the far side rather. Weeks with the battle scars to show for it.
Well, Autumn Weeks, who just stepped onto the back line, comes up a little bit slow originally, but then back up on her feet off that play. We've talked about this game's given us a little bit of everything. Both teams have had their opportunities. We've seen 2 great goals by Lexington. Well, let's add some weather into the mix. It's now starting to sprinkle down a little bit of some rain here. I did see that was in the forecast, was extremely nervous anytime I see the R word around soccer, but it did wait until the second half to kind of pick up here.
And that could really influence how Dallas is approaching things offensively, especially with those diagonal crosses and the crosses into the box. They've seen a lot of success in the aerial duels, but with the rain as a factor, Renee, it's a lot harder.
It is. I mean, it affects everything from your vision to how the ball moves to bounces. It's a little slicker on the surface. So have to make sure to adjust for that as well. See everything in, get your body behind everything as well.
Pace. Brooks. Back to the near side with Jenny Danielson. Onto her left, and couldn't whip all the way around it. Thornton dispossessed. Now Amanda Allen with green grass in front of her. Trying to leave 2 players in her dust and hit the pass. Now with that rain coming into play, the first touch for all of these players is going to be key. First touch into space will go all the way to the goalkeeper.
As a player, these are the games, especially if you're winning, of course, that you really enjoy. It makes it a little bit more intense. It's fun. You're sliding around. But it can also make things tricky in how services, anything in the air is getting caught and how it is skipping along the surface. So this can make things eventful in this final stretch of the game here.
And it must be said, it is a beautiful playing surface at that here in Lexington. Designed for these conditions, as Amanda Allen is told that one more foul will result in a yellow card. The referee with a very public display of officiating, as is outlined in the IFAB laws of the game. Contested header will bounce all the way through. Appeals for a foul from Lexington, but Sarah Cox will restart with the ball in her grasp. How about the noise from the home faithful on Military Appreciation Night? We've heard this crowd play its part in influencing this match. Especially you can hear the roar when we've had not one but 2 goals into the back of the net.
Rain or shine, they are cheering on their mean green.
Another promising ball forward. This one cut away, but Lexington doing a better job of finding some space in behind.
1,868. Thank you for your incredible support, and let's go!
The inaugural USL Super League season has officially begun. Visit USLSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into all things Super League. No analysis needed on the weather forecast. Rain really starting to pick up now.
It definitely is. You could see that from our camera angles, but now it's a matter of who can adjust with this and pick up in how they're playing to make some key changes. Dallas might be looking to press higher, especially as they're chasing the game. They have to take care of the ball. You cannot afford to continue to turn it over and giving it away, because with every time you lose possession, with every mistake, it just allows Lexington to run time off the clock and manage this 2-0 lead.
But because of that 2-0 lead, Lexington, it seems, maybe not stepping up as high in terms of being aggressive with the interceptions. When it's 1-0, one poor bounce, one poor touch can make it 1-1 and change the contest completely. But now, despite the buffer, Lexington settling in a little bit to their defensive shape and keen to just be patient in letting attacks build up and timing their challenges a little less aggressively.
That is the key for Lexington. You have to pick and choose your spots. There's no need to force it and how you're stepping. You need to stay more compact, organized, keep play in front of you, because as you mentioned, 1-0 versus 2-0 drastically changes in how you're defending. Now it's a matter of just keeping this clean sheet and shutting out Dallas.
He's skipping by. Nayoung Shin recovering to defend 1v1. Easy gets the better. Worked into the area. And no definitive touch on the end of it. That word defensively for head coach Mike Dickey in pursuit of Lexington's first clean sheet was 2 words. He said anticipation versus reaction. About how in many games so far this season, Lexington has reacted to offensive chances. But tonight, they have anticipated. They've been able to stop attacks before they can build up, and especially after scoring that second goal, have found themselves in a better shape, as you mentioned, Renee, being patient with that shape and anticipating those diagonal passes from Dallas and cutting them out.
It's a big difference. It gives you an extra step when you're able to read the game and how it's unfolding, allows you to win more 50-50s, be on the back end of services. And right now, I think for Lexington, that is an area they've talked about, not shutting off, being better in transition, and as you mentioned, anticipating better than reacting. And so far, it's been a very proactive style of play today, consistently for the most part, for the home team.
Into the 75th minute from Lexington Stadium. Philip Galani, Renee Washington with you. Maddie Parsons with the header in the 14th minute. She won the penalty that was converted by Shea Moyer in the 51st, as Lexington, in pursuit of their 3rd win of the season, their first at home, and looking for its very first clean sheet of the campaign.
I think for head coach Pauline McDonald and Dallas Trinity FC, they're going to walk away from this field regardless of the results, knowing that the amount of services they've had, they should have and could have.
Parsons from distance, forced to save. Madison White had to scramble for it. And when you have a goal on the day, why not have a go from there?
Well, this is exactly what Dallas Trinity is going to probably walk away from this game wishing they did more of. What Maddie Parsons did here for Lexington, getting into the attacking third and getting that shot, getting a chance on net, forcing your opponent to make a save. We have seen Lexington do a better job of that, unlike on the other end for Dallas of getting into the final third and being more clinical in their final service, final pass, final shot.
Today's Lexington SC corner kicks are presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. And this results in a corner kick maybe because of the rain. If it's still dry conditions, maybe Madison White's holding that.
Yeah, that's why I like the decision there, though, for Parsons to take that shot from the top of the box. When it's slick like this, you can see how heavily the rain is falling down now. Shoot, 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 everything you can.
This one is held, and held well by Madison White through traffic. Stay up to date with the USL Super League. Sign up for the Super newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox weekly. Sign up at uslsuperleague.com/newsletter. Davison looking long. Dallas sending a lot of players forward. Mason now on the far side, onto the ball once again. Low cross, dealt with at the near post. Moyer sending it away. Only as far as Weinbrenner. Now Thornton with a try. Always rising in the end.
Substitution for Dallas.
And that will be the last kick of a ball tonight for Allie Thornton.
Sierra Henson.
4 goals on the season will be replaced by Sierra Henson. Texas native, named Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year with the Longhorns. 3-time All-Conference selection and former Freshman of the Year.
Allie Thornton has had a strong game of generating a lot of services for Dallas, getting into the wide pockets to be able to drive the ball across the box. Just haven't been able to connect with teammates in those areas on some of those services. So we'll see what Sierra Henson can provide. Maybe something different in terms of just personnel and a different look in this later point of the game.
Sierra Henson came off the bench last time out in that 1-0 win over Fort Lauderdale for Dallas. Her head coach, Polly McDonald, saying that she changed the game with the pace that she has in behind, but also the soccer IQ to make diagonal runs and draw defenders away from home, opening up avenues for teammates. And that off-the-ball movement is something that oftentimes goes underappreciated for forwards, about what you can do without the ball under your own 2 feet.
Definitely, you see the work rate, the runs, the ideas have been there for both sides.
Danielson forced the punch away by Sarah Cox. It goes right back to number 8. Run was on at the near post, and Jenny Danielson commits a foul, though she disagrees with the call. Join us for the next home match on Wednesday, November 13th, when the ladies in green from Lexington Sporting Club take on Spokane Zephyr FC at 7 Eastern. Secure your seats today and continue your support of Lexington SC.
This is the beauty of this schedule, is every week, every matchup is just as exciting as the last. Teams still finding their way, just so much competitiveness game to game. You can never really predict what is going to happen. I mean, we look at this game, 2 of the highest scoring offenses, the 4 of the league's 8 leading scorers across the pitch today, and it's been Lexington.
Lexington nearly getting a chance on the break, just ahead of the run of Maddie Parsons. Now Dallas the other direction. Hinson, head on a swivel. Gets the cross into the box. Gracie Bryant trying to create something. Tip save, but at the doorstep is the super sub, Sierra Hinson. Cuts the deficit in half in the 81st minute.
Oh boy, things just got that much more interesting. We saw Sierra Hinson just come in for Allie Thornton, and we wondered what else can she provide this offense. Well, how about their first goal of the game? It starts with Hinson here, trying to find some options, plays across the box, able to find Gracie Bryant, and then Hinson just continues her run off of that initial ball played across the box by Gracie Bryant, and this is what the weather can provide. You'd wonder if that's a play that Sarah Cox can cleanly save if it's not so slick out. So well done by Sierra Hinson to just finish her run, an easy tap home, and just caught Lexington a bit flat in that moment, so they were able to capitalize on it. So that's exactly what Sierra Hinson can add to this game, a goal for Dallas.
We spoke on Polly McDonald's words of wisdom when we had a chance to talk to her earlier this week. Plenty of praise for her number 13, the former top goal scorer in the A-League for Perth Glory. Is this 2-2? Just wide. Dallas nearly with 2 goals in 2 minutes. 17-year-old Celie Strawn just a fraction wide.
Strawn looking for her second goal in just as many games, able to break forward. Unmarked, was very much inches away from tying this game up. It just felt like another broken play that kind of caught Lexington flat and sleep, and Celie Strawn able nearly to capitalize on that one. Lexington absolutely needs to figure out something here to maintain and protect this lead, because at this rate it does feel like Dallas is on the doorsteps to tie this up.
And that is the nature of this sport. It was 2-0. Lexington looked solid defensively. They give up a goal on the rebound and nearly concede a second in a matter of seconds.
This is why 2-0 leads are always so dangerous. You get a bit complacent if you're up 2-0, and as long as there's time on that clock, anything is possible. And Dallas Trinity FC right now showing that with that goal by Sierra Hinton, but then a near equalizer moments later by Strawn.
So another change for head coach Mike Dickey. Amanda Allen with a productive night up top. 19-year-old replaced by JJ Albiu. Played last season with Montreat College, leading her team in goals and assists, and led the conference in game-winning goals. An offensive change for head coach Mike Dickey in the 84th minute.
Well, for Lexington, they do have to be able to keep it. As you just see that turnover there, that's unfortunate as Mary Kay McGuire is unable to control that one. Part of what they need to fix is making sure they can keep the ball higher up the pitch. Right now, they just keep turning it over. They have been unable to connect, and it's been Dallas Trinity FC that's had the better of possession, the better of ideas and opportunities.
Sarah Cox nearly caught out. Nervy moments for Lexington, trying to preserve all 3 points in their first win at home this season. Into the final minutes. Meza to the byline, bouncing cross, poked away at the near post by Sydney Shepard.
This does mirror the first half, where as we were getting into the final minutes, Dallas Trinity FC was on the attack heavily, and here we are again, a 1-goal game with Dallas Trinity FC on the attack heavily. Let's see if Lexington can do like they did in the first 45 and hold tight to close out this game.
Jenny Danielson swings it in. Flick to the top of the key. Weinbrenner trying to put it back into the mixer. Falls to Sealy Strawn. 17-year-old playing short for Meza. Meza, that one's looping towards goal! Oh my goodness! Sarah Cox somehow swatting it away. A yellow card shown at the end of the sequence to Hannah Davison. But that save may have just saved all 3 points for Lexington.
This is a phenomenal save. It starts with Sealy Strawn working out wide to Samantha Meza, who takes a quick touch to the outside to create some space, was driving that one. Look at just how perfectly placed that was by Samantha Meza. Top corner, far post, upper 90, but Sarah Cox said, not in my house. The outstretched gloves make a fantastic save, and as you mentioned, my gosh, could not have come at a better time as this team is holding on to this 2-1 lead by a hair, by a thread, and Sarah Cox continues to just be fantastic between the pipes today.
And especially with the rain, if that's a fingertip save, it might still go in. She got both of her hands behind that ball, and at that height, my goodness, take a bow.
I think that is the key, and she intentionally, you could see in her steps as she was retreating, gets her hand set to get both gloves on it for that exact reason, with how slick it is with the conditions. You see right now, currently off the start when Rachel Pace is drying the ball off with her jersey. It's slick out there. That's what makes that save even more special.
Long throw from Pace, headed on and out of play. Dallas Trinity FC trying to take a point on the road. 1-1-2 playing away from home this season. Sarah Cox will try and send it as long as she possibly can. Sliced forward and sliced out of touch. It has been a suffocating amount of possession in the last 10-15 minutes or so by Dallas. Renee, what do they have to do to find that equalizing goal?
Well, Dallas continues to put some really good dangerous chances. I said it earlier, I called them out to make sure they can now be more clinical in getting that final shot, that final service. They've been doing it in this later portion of the game. It's now just been Sarah Cox that has been the difference maker to getting an equalizer. They have, in their 7 shots the second half, continued to dominate on possession numbers. We'll see what they can do here.
Sealy Strawn in behind, the 17-year-old squares it for Danielson! It's 2-2! And it's Jenny Danielson, the longtime international, in the dying minutes.
What a play. How about the work we're seeing from Sealy Strawn? The 17-year-old comes out there and makes a couple huge plays, and that one was one of the biggest. Slots it across the box. You have 2 players unmarked in the 18, in Yenny Danielson and Sierra Hinson, and Danielson gets there first, able to put it away. Dallas Trinity FC, after trailing 2-0, relentless, started putting their chances on frame, testing Sarah Cox, and now putting them away. And this honestly feels like they could get a 3rd goal with how they are playing right now, depending on what we have in terms of stoppage time.
Keep an eye on the 4th official. We are into the 90th minute from Lexington Stadium. 17-year-old Sealy Strawn with the assist. There may be a 3rd here. There is! Dallas have stormed all the way back! 2-0 down in the final minutes of the game. 3-2 advantage on the road. Right on cue, Renee. They do get that 3rd goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 4th official has indicated
3 goals in the final 10 minutes, and it's Sierra Hinson who drives this one across the box beautifully. How about the work that we're seeing from the substitutions? by Dallas Trinity FC. It's Sierra Hinson is slotted across to find Gracie Bryan, players that entered this game late that immediately are making an impact, and to go from a 2-0 game to within 10 minutes, a 3-2 Dallas Trinity FC lead. My goodness, who could have had that on their bingo card on this Saturday night?
And no one more fitting to score that goal than Gracie Bryan. Lone Star State to the bone. Frisco native, played her college ball with Texas Christian University. And in second half stoppage time, scores Dallas's third and this match's fifth. What a game.
First time these two faced off September 13th. It was a 1-0 lead by Lexington that eventually led to a 6-2 win by Dallas Trinity FC. 3-2 is the score now after trailing 1-0 again, and actually trailing 2-0 this time. Can Lexington answer back though?
Dorsey makes the challenge and keeps the ball. Clearance sent long, 92nd minute. Creative flick finds Mesa. Danielson warding off two Lexington players. Wanted the switch and didn't see an avenue.
How about the impact that the substitutes are making for Dallas Trinity FC? Every single one of them involved in either getting the goal or the assist in all three goals. Of course, Yenny Danielson, a starter, scores that second goal, but you have Gracie Bryan sets up Sierra Hinson for goal number one. You've got Celie Strawn sets up Yenny Danielson for goal number two. And then Hinson and Bryan again connect, but just the roles reversed. That's players that are off the bench. That's exactly what you want to make an impact on the game immediately in these final 10 minutes.
Now it's Dallas with everybody back. Lexington sending everyone forward, searching for an equalizer. Bounces into the box. Utley to the back stick. Searching for the run of Mary-Kate McGuire and a little bit too strong.
Well, this is unfortunate for Lexington at home, sitting on their first shutout, sitting on a win, which they've been looking to get back in the win column, of course, after dropping the last two. And then you drop this 2-0 lead. Now, there's still time on the clock. They have to win this goal kick here to have any chance of seeing if they can have a miraculous late game equalizer.
This is the beauty of the USL Super League. So much talent on display. Lexington charge their way to a 2-0 advantage. And Dallas, as they have done so many times in the early stages of this season, showing their grit, their resolve, coming all the way back, equalizing late and going ahead off the foot of Gracie Bryan. How about head coach Pauline McDonald, the October coach of the month, making those substitutions, as you mentioned, Renee, that completely flipped this game on its head.
Head coach Pauline McDonald playing chess, not checkers, with these strategic moves out here, man. My goodness. So, you know, sometimes your players make you look like a genius in putting the right pieces in the right spots. And for McDonald and Dallas Trinity FC, you look at this entire game, they handled and were able to weather the storm that Lexington threw at them in the moments when Lexington was at their best, have managed it well, and then with some key substitutions and strategic changes, they were able to flip this game totally from a 2-0 to a 3-2. Special in what is brewing for this Dallas team. Again, just 8 games coming into today, and they still are top of the table, and they're showing right now exactly why.
Coach McDonald told us she always wanted to coach in the States, that she feels at home in Dallas. What a win to bring back home to Dallas. A comeback 5-goal thriller on the road. They have to get over the line, waiting for the final whistle from the referee.
This will make 5 games in a row unbeaten for Dallas, and crucial at this point of the season as they're trying to climb the tables to find a way to grind out today's victory. It was a team effort, and there's a lot of positive to take away from. Starting with, we mentioned the execution needing to be better in the final third, and they did exactly that in the final 15 minutes.
An unbelievable comeback win for Dallas Trinity FC. 2-0 down in the 81st minute. 3-2 the final at Lexington Stadium.
This was a fun one, especially if you're like us, without a horse in the race, you're just watching some great soccer. It had everything, back and forth, the rain, the drama, the intensity, the aggression, the great soccer that we saw. Both teams left it all out there in a really hard-fought, back and forth game. And it started out with Lexington that was better in the final third, and it ended up with Dallas Trinity FC, the road team, coming in to Lexington to just put together an incredible, miraculous 3-2 comeback win. Wow.
Sierra Hinson introduced in the 78th minute, scores the first for the visitors in the 81st minute. Then it was Jenny Danielson. Talked about her before this match got underway as someone to watch for in this match, made it 2-2. And then just a minute later, Gracie Bryan, the lone star for the Texas team on the road tonight. We're gonna take a short break. Full-time highlights when we come back. 3-2, what a game. A thrilling contest, 3-2 the final, and we are joined by the final goal scorer of the night, Gracie Bryan. Gracie, congratulations, a Frisco native, played your college ball in Texas, and now you cap off an amazing win for Dallas Trinity FC. Take us through what it means, not only for you, but for this team.
Yeah, I think it's such a blessing to be on this team and play for Dallas. I thank God so much for just this opportunity, but yeah, it wasn't the game that we wanted. We didn't play our best, but that's what we're about. We're about fight, and our character showed. We just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and we didn't give up, and we believed in each other. And yeah, to get that win was just amazing. Comeback wins always feel just a little bit sweeter. So.
And Gracie, to keep your now five-game unbeaten streak alive, it required you guys to have 3 goals in the final 15 minutes. Players like yourself that came into the match off of the bench. What is it about this team's depth that really helped today in this juggernaut of a back-and-forth game to be the difference maker in getting this comeback win?
Yeah, before the game, Pauline just mentioned, like, the game changers be ready, and you know, it's hard coming off the bench. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's hard to come into a game, but when we came in, we knew that we wanted to change the game and we wanted to make it better, and because we didn't start off so great, we knew that we could come in and make a difference. And for me, it's just about fighting and I just wanted to keep going, even though it's hard. But yeah, it's just such a great feeling to come in and be able to help this team. And the starting 11 did, you know, we were trying to keep on fighting and find that goal in the first half, and we couldn't. And so I think it's just a compilation of what we were working through in the game.
Gracie, thanks so much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So the highlights from a 5-goal thriller at Lexington Stadium. Renee, my goodness, we'll start with the first half, and it was Lexington that started on the hot foot.
It was, and this is actually what led to the first goal of the game as Julie Mackin serves it across the box. The quick outside of foot flick by Autumn Weeks finds the head of Maddie Parsons, who just continues to run, and with the diving header here, able to just put that one to tuck it home, back post. And then again, as the half wore on, or the game wore on, excuse me, it's Maddie Parsons now getting end line, looking to work that one around. Hannah Davison draws the foul, sets up for the penalty kick, and then Shay Moyer does the rest from there. Steps up to the penalty line, puts it away, and gives Lexington a 2-0 lead. Now, as the game's trickling on, some late substitutions. This is 2 minutes after Sierra Hinson entered the match. Hinson drives it across the box to find Gracie Bryan, who works 1v1 out wide against Weeks, and then off of the rebounds, Hinson finishes her run, finishes her chance, and gives Dallas Trinity FC some new life. And man, did they build off of that. When it rains, it pours. Goal number 2, a beautiful ball played forward, and it's Celie Strong, the 17-year-old, who works wide, able to slot this one across 2 players unmarked in the box, and it falls to the feet of Yenny Danielson, who is able to finish back to the net. Danielson quickly grabs the ball because Dallas Trinity FC was not done yet. This time down the right side, and Sierra Hinson again serves it across, and this time sets up Gracie Bryan, and Bryan puts it away from there, does the rest to give Dallas Trinity FC their 5th game unbeaten in a row, and it was a fun, exciting fashion that they were able to accomplish it.
At the end of the night, it is 17 shots for Dallas, 10 of which on target. They had the slight edge in possession. They had a lot of chances come from those 8 corners. Renee, anything jump out at you?
Yes, the key is as the game went on, Dallas Trinity got better. Dallas Trinity FC found different ways, and as Gracie mentioned, whether it was the starters who did a good job setting things up or the players coming off the bench to finish things off, from the shots on target at 10 to the 8 corners they generated, they just continued to keep the pressure on, and it resulted in those most important stats, the 3 goals they were able to finish.
So that will do it from Lexington Stadium. A back-and-forth affair that ends in 5 goals. An early surge from Lexington canceled out in the final 10 minutes. Dallas Trinity FC make it 5 unbeaten in a row. For everyone braving the rain and behind the scenes making this broadcast possible, our producer, Hunter Nixon, my partner, Renee Washington, I've been Philip Galati, saying thanks so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your Veterans Day weekend.